guys, this is your warning. We do post up spoilers. At times we're relatively offensive. We use vulgar language. So if you think that any of those are gonna offend you in any way, shape, or form, take your step back right now. Because, buddy, this is not the place for you. Anywho, have fun listening to us. And yeah, this has been your final warning.
Welcome to another episode of Cinematic Anarchy, brought to you from the Cinematic Anarchy studios right outside of the Haverhill, Massachusetts drag strip, where you'll hear a lot of fucking noise just outside my window. There's actually no active drag strip here, it's just a bunch of jackasses with loud motors.
Yeah, this room isn't exactly soundproof.
You can't soundproof it, it's literally the front-facing window on a main street through the city.
What up, guys?
Oh, and yeah, hi, Nico.
Hi.
Nico's back with us. Me with the introductions, I'm good, right?
Yep.
I'm horrible with the introductions lately.
Terrible. Awful. Anywho, what's up? We're talking about fucking yoga hosers today, and apparently Chris still hasn't seen Tusk.
Oh.
So that's gonna change.
Yeah, so we're basically watching the sequel to the True North Canadian horror series, and I haven't seen the original. Yep. So I haven't watched Tusk yet.
Both are terrible.
I was asking her, have you seen Tusk? She's like, yeah, I've seen it. I was like, I haven't seen it.
Well, it's going to be a fun watch for you.
Well, I mean, obviously, I guess I would understand this a little.
We didn't do a review on Tusk?
I'm very sure. I think I would remember watching Tusk because people keep talking about being, like, mentally scarred by it.
It's terrible.
Is it? Is it, like, terrible?
It's pretty fucking bad, but not as bad as this.
Okay.
This was pretty fucking bad.
I thought it was bad in a good way.
Yeah.
Though, I will admit there are long scenes of exposition that just kinda...
Right, it's too much talking.
Right, it could have stood to have a little bit more action.
Right, at one point fucking Johnny Depp was going on with his fucking monologue, and I think it was about halfway through. I'm not even sure. Fucking all the words just started blending together, and it was just, okay, this is too much.
Yeah, there was several scenes of that. It wasn't
really
just one
to,
scene.
Like, pay attention to the monologues.
I liked the movie for what it was.
Yeah,
I watched it twice this morning already. I watched it once, and then I came to get you, and you said I haven't seen it yet.
Or I started it, and then I fell asleep.
You tried to watch it, and then you passed out, and then you tried to watch it here, and you passed out several times.
I did not fully pass out.
No, every time I talked, you woke up real fucking quick. You woke up real fucking quick. You're like, oh, no,
I was dozing off, but I didn't fully fall asleep.
Right. Well, I wasn't about to pause the movie. It's like, hey, I'm pausing this every time you pass out, because we'd be here forever.
Oh, yeah.
I could have just let you quietly fall asleep, too. Just.
Right. Nah, it's all gravy.
So,
who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character? In this film?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Who's my... Okay, when I'm saying that I like this movie for what it was, and I don't think it's a bad movie, on the other hand, I couldn't pick a favorite character because I like any of them.
Justin Long.
Justin Long as the Yogi...
yoga instructor.
Yogi Berra or Boo Boo Berra. Boo Boo Berra.
Yeah, no. Yoga instructor, top tier.
Well, if his last name is Berra, and he's a yogi, I mean, how can they give him a cease and desist order on his name?
Right.
That's his actual name. It's like, okay, you got to change your name. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Fuck that.
He wasn't Yogi Bear. It's Yogi Berra. He could be Boo Boo Berra for all he knows. Well, I mean, I don't understand why Boo Boo. Why Boo Boo?
Why Boo Boo?
I mean, at that point, he's just kind of thumbing his nose. Or,
right.
Can you thumb your nose at somebody? But it's like, I thought it was, I don't think you can. I'm making hand gestures here that nobody can see.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Bite your thumb, flick your chin, whatever. I don't know.
So, this movie is fucking silly.
Oh, I didn't think my favorite in the film. It's got to be all the little Nazi bratwursts played by Kevin Smith. Wunderbar!
Just random fucking German words that... he definitely doesn't know German.
No, not at all.
Just bunch of random fucking single German words nonsense.
It's actually pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's really fucking bad.
Well, this was a vehicle to, I guess, get both of their families, and then you have both of their kids and both of their wives in this film at the same time.
Yeah. I kind of love it. It's so bad. I love it.
It was an interesting film. I can't call it bad. I can't call it good. It is not going to be one of my favorite Kevin Smith films of all time. It is by far not the worst film I've ever seen. I have several on my list at this point that at different grades of, oh my god, why'd I watch this?
Yeah, right.
Or why did I make other people watch this? We will not name the name that...
No, don't do it.
That burns in hell. And you haven't gotten to see the other movie that we've deemed just unwatchable.
No.
Unwatchably bad.
I think you guys told me about it, though.
So Garbage Pail Kids is on our list
okay.
now. It's one of the few movies that nobody wanted to give a rating to. It's like, oh, what would you rate that 1 to 11? Is 0
an option?
An option here? Like, no rating whatsoever? Yes, I do like Justin Long's Yogi character. He does weird shit throughout. Yogi Berra.
Bayer.
Bayer?
Bayer.
B-A-Y? Okay, because I thought the sign said Berra.
No.
I thought it was very different. I didn't think it was Boo Boo Berra. Bayer. So it's Bayer.
Yeah.
He's just strange in this film.
Eat the foot.
What was it? Just put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
All of his yoga poses are really, really weird. 3-legged dog, 2-legged dog in a push cart.
Pushing a cart.
I think it was 2-legged dog with a push cart though.
Yep.
I don't know how that works. I don't think you get to fully see 2-legged dog in a push cart, do you? No, I don't think so.
I think
it's always
while they're in the studio, not while they're doing the fucking fight scene.
Okay, yeah, because that one didn't make any sense to me. 2-legged dog in a push cart. How does that work in a fight?
Well, she did it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I want to actually look up that site.
Colleen M did the 3-legged dog, and then Colleen C.
Okay.
Did the 2-legged dog on the pushcart to knock over the Nazi fucking meat guy.
So this movie follows the two Colleens who are clerks in the A to Z. A. That's supposed to be EH for A.
Yeah.
What you talking about, A? Oh, talking about.
Oh,
look at that. And
computer's making noises.
My computer's giving all sorts of updates while I was supposed to mute that. I was supposed to make it so you couldn't hear a damn thing while we were recording.
Whoops.
And I neglected to mute that part. So now that's muted, it won't come up again.
Yeah.
It won't make any more noises. I'm also keeping like a constant eye on the computer because, as I was saying, when we first started recording, testing it, I noticed that there was some dropouts here and there, and I'm hoping that it isn't doing the same thing right now because I've seen it pause a couple times and have to catch up to itself.
Yeah.
So Audible is not Audible, Audacity. Audible is the book listening app. Audacity is what we are recording on.
Yep.
So we are not doing a book to tape session here. Yoga Hosers follows Colleen M and Colleen C, two clerks in a Canadian, basically the Canadian Quick Stop.
Yeah.
Who are tasked with using battle yoga, because that's essentially what that is.
Yes.
Yogi,
battle yoga!
Yogi Bayer trains them to use yoga to crush their enemies if necessary. Using, all you need is Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 poses and you can defeat any enemy.
Right.
And they somehow create Warrior 3 pose along the way themselves.
Yeah, Warrior 3, just beat the fuck out of them.
They are basically fighting the remnants of the Canadian National something or other, Canadian Nazi Party, basically. Yep. A doctor or mad scientist who has created an army of little bratwurst men.
Bratzies!
The Bratzies.
Bratwurst Nazis, and it's all because he wants to get rid of the haters.
Yes, he wants to get rid of the critics and the haters.
It's so dumb.
How many critics were there back in the... I'm guessing the issue was that maybe he was creating them for one reason back then, but then he moved on to train them to do something else because he started watching a lot of television.
Right?
Training himself through television, so is he just mad at critics, like canceling his favorite shows?
Possibly?
I have no idea. I don't know if they really explained that.
No, they don't. And it's a little confusing, but
Well, there's a lot that they just sort of plow through and they don't fully explain.
Yeah.
You know, like why Lily Rose Depp looks so fucking much like Anna Sophia Robb.
Well, that's just genetics, man.
Genetically? Just stand them next to each other. They look like the same person almost.
She's got a fucking doppelganger.
She looks different now, though. A lot different.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you grow up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I look a lot different than I used to.
Right?
I look...
So do I.
Twice the man I used to be.
Right.
I had a friend of mine yesterday that was telling me she wanted to lose weight. She's like, I'm 140 pounds. I want to get back to when I was 120. I'm like... You need to stop. I need to lose an entire you.
Right.
140 pounds. Like,
Jesus fucking Christ.
if I could lose one of you, I would be happy. But yeah, that put on the daddy weight. So
it is what it is.
And we're not even talking about the movie.
Nope,
so.
we're not. I love the fucking background characters or cast.
I do like. Yeah, I like Principal Invincible.
Principal Invincible.
They never really explain why they call her Principal Invincible.
That's just her last name.
Is her last name really Invincible? Was it just
apparently.
Because he made this like one running gag, like through the entire film, just an entire running gag from left to right, the whole thing, from the them being part of a girl garage band or a teen garage band named Glamthrax, or the school being named after a one-legged athlete and a one-legged athlete that crossed the country. He's occasionally
words are possible.
I fall into the Porky Pig way too much.
They're a thing.
I want to know, like, look it up. I mean, are they do they sing together? Do they do music together?
Probably.
Is that actually them singing?
Well, aren't they like best friends in actual real life?
They're best friends in real life, I believe.
Yeah, so
yes.
they likely fucking do music together and all that fun shit.
Like, I wonder if I can just look them up if they actually have
Depp
like
joined them in the fucking end scene.
Yoga Hosers, the album.
Right.
Well, Johnny Depp is a musician on
I know.
top of doing all that stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if his daughter was into music. I just don't know if Kevin Smith is a musician or if Harley learned that from Johnny Depp because they have a close friendship.
I don't know. I don't really pay that much attention to celebrity lives.
Neither do I. I'm just wondering. I'm speculating out loud.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I truly do with my life. Just speculate out loud.
Fucking, I love that the moles on his face just keep, like, changing spots or multiplying.
So I'm wondering if he thought that he came up with that himself, or if... I think that was also a gag in Robin Hood Men in Tights, if I'm not mistaken. Where, like, the Richard Lewis character, the Sheriff of Nottingham or whatever... No, he wasn't the sheriff. He was the prince. Whatever. But he had a mole that kept traveling around his face, too. But in this particular case, not only did it travel around his face, but it started out as one, then it kind of multiplied, and it would end up on his nose or in the middle of his forehead. He went cross-eyed throughout most of the film. So he had severe lazy eyes.
Yeah.
And he was severely cross-eyed when he turned around. He had the mole in the middle of his forehead. Just, really? Oh, good Lord. I think this is probably one of the few roles that he's done with an accent that didn't feel like he was doing a direct rip-off of his Jack Sparrow character, though.
Yeah.
He does the British accent a lot in a lot of different things.
I know, right?
And there's varying stages of drunk.
I mean, it's Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow. He's always drunk. Where the fuck is the rum?
Well, he was channeling Keith Richards for Jack Sparrow. Like, completely.
Oh, yeah.
Completely. A little bit of Keith Richards, a little bit of Mick Jagger swagger. Like, he's like, let me just watch the stage performances for the Rolling Stones and I'll have this down pat. I do like a lot of the weird background characters they used throughout. I don't think they used Jason Mewes well enough. You're like the Canadian Batman. You know, I do like I like the teacher, not the teacher, the gym teacher. The one that takes their phones away. That just has this massive fit. Do you want them taking pictures of you while you're over here sweating like hogs?
No.
They all sound so happy to be here.
Right?
And the entire school's doing yoga. They got the guys over here doing yoga. All the guys are doing warrior pose. All the girls are doing upward facing dog or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's upward facing dog. I don't know what that is. I don't know yoga. I've done that pose before.
Man, I don't know either.
I've done the pose before. I don't know what it's fucking called. I think that it's a little thin on the action. Like, I think this could have used a little bit more action, a little less. But it's a Kevin Smith movie, too, so there's a lot of talking in all Kevin Smith movies. He's great with the dialogue.
Sometimes.
Well, okay, some of it's good. Some of it's, this movie...
Some of it's just like, you should have stopped maybe, like, a few minutes ago.
This movie, I'm going to have to watch Tusk.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched that yet. But this movie felt like a running gag from beginning to end. Like, it wasn't meant to be taken seriously, obviously.
It wasn't, I don't think.
It was supposed to be an out-and-out comedy, even though they tried to make it a horror about little bratwurst guys that climb up your ass and out your mouth.
It's comedic horror.
Yeah. There's a lot of ass humor in this.
Right.
A little too much, actually. So, I mean, the fact that every kill done by these little bratwurst monsters is literally the same thing.
They crawl up your butthole and out your mouth.
Right? That weird scene where they had the bratwurst monster just kind of climbing or swimming up the guy's stomach through his chest. Then it just snaps his neck and climbs out his mouth. Wunderbar!
It's so dumb. And their guts and blood and shit, it's what, cheese?
Right. It's I think they said concentrated sauerkraut.
Something like that.
It's definitely, it was that.
Yeah.
Concentrated sauerkraut. So it's like there's supposed to be a bratwurst, but the blood is concentrated sauerkraut. And he, like, I can't remember what he said he made there was a whole scene where he's grinding up something to make the perfect sausage soldiers. So bratwurst soldiers or whatever. I don't remember what he was grinding up.
I don't remember either.
But that was...
It's a fucking silly movie, guys.
I like I said, I can't call it a bad movie.
It's silly.
I mean, okay. Bad movie in the sense of it was so bad it was good.
Right.
It was definitely worth several laughs. Everything from Adam Brody's performance was priceless up until... Did Adam Brody get killed? Actually, now that I think about it? No, he was still there in the end, right? As the drummer?
I think, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think
the little Bratzy just popped up in the scene, didn't go after him, though. The next scene, the guy with the long hair, that's the first guy that bit it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is. No.
Sorry about that. He was the...
I know. Out of the guys that were trying to kill them and sacrifice them to the devil or some shit.
No, this was like the...
Before that, yeah. The first scene, fucking dude walking around in like a park or some shit.
Yeah, the guy that I want to say the last guy they let in after they had their little jam session.
Yeah.
He was the first one to die. Get out of my bum! Okay.
This movie's goofy as fuck.
Well, yeah, it's severely goofy. I kind of like the teacher.
She tells a great fucking story.
Yeah, basically that gives you the entire backstory about the Nazi Party and basically what this entire movie revolves around.
The Canadian Nazi Party.
The Canadian Nazi Party. So there was definitely a Canadian Nazi Party, and of course our two fuckboys in this. They were Satanist fuckboys.
Yep.
And mind you, it's Canadian Satanists, so they're not into that whole, sacrifice. They want the pure virginal sacrifice. They're trying to explain that Satan, the Canadian Satanists, know that Satan wants a pure soul. And I'm saying that everything that you read about Satan, if we're talking about the Christian version, he's not looking for pure anything. He's looking to corrupt you.
Yeah.
And then take your soul.
Exactly. He wants a pure soul to corrupt.
Right.
So that he can take you.
So the whole purpose is...
He likes to suck out the souls of the innocent.
He's talking about
Canadians.
cutting this virginal whatever open. Or Austin Butler, is that his name? I can't remember the name of the character. His actual name, and I think that's his name in real life.
Possibly.
He was from like Glee and all that shit.
Okay, gotcha.
But I can't remember his character. Glee. You didn't watch Glee?
I did not watch Glee.
My kids loved the show.
Yeah.
They love singing. They love all that stuff. So we used to do karaoke. I can't remember the name of the games now. SingStar or whatever they used to have for like the PlayStation.
Okay. didn't play that shit.
So that's one of those things that we'd just do is we'd sit around just singing weird fucking music, and I spent so much goddamn money on stuff that I will never see again. Rocksmith is not a bad game. It's actually a game that teaches you how to play the guitar.
Nice.
So if you ever want to pick up a guitar,
I have no interest.
Yep. Well,
in picking up a guitar.
Listeners, if you ever want to pick up a guitar and learn how to play, that is a great way to learn. Go get the Rocksmith game. I'm not promoting PlayStation stuff. What the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know, man.
Go get this shit. You're not giving me money. Why am I telling them to buy your shit? And by the way, I owned it and I still can't play the guitar. So, what the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know, man.
I can't play at all. Serenity can play a little bit, not me.
That's rad.
Well, that's because I got short, stubby little man fingers here.
I feels that.
So I would have to buy like a modified guitar that would allow me to use my short, stubby little fingers. It's the unfortunate part of being like a 5'8" guy. It's some of them. I guess some guys that are 5'8" have decent, long fingers, and
most of the guys in my family have sausage fingers.
I don't know. Would you call these sausage and cocktail franks? Maybe. That's about it.
Maybe.
Again, showing off things that my hands nobody can see. My hands, as you can see through the microphone. Sure, no camera trained on me.
Right.
I think, first of all, I want to know where all the beavers went. There's this whole thing, this whole subplot that never gets resolved, where the I want to say stepmommy, Natasha Lyonne accuses Anna Sophia Robb's lookalike of basically pilfering all of the beavers. Where are all the beavers?
Right.
And she goes, I could give a damn about your beavers. Frankly, Tabitha, I don't give a damn about your beavers.
Frankly, Tabitha, I don't give a damn.
So, then you see the beaver pop up in Principal Invincible's office, and that's it. So where are all the beavers going?
I don't know, man.
There's never been an explanation about all the missing beavers.
Maybe they'll make another one, and they'll figure out where the beavers are.
What? Yoga Hosers and the Missing Beavers?
I don't know, maybe.
Well, they're going to have another movie.
They had Razzies.
There is a third movie coming out for the True North series. It's supposed to be like Moose Jaws or something like this. Which is interesting. There's a shirt, there's Moose Jaw Canada or whatever, so I'm guessing that's going to be...
Yeah.
The whole premise to it is like Moose Jaw.
Moose Jaws!
Okay. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. I don't know what a moose sounds like, so...
Did you not watch Princess Diaries 2? No. I look like a moose, but the very cute moose make all the boy moose go, Wah! I have antlers! Wah!
Yeah, no, I've never seen
Princess
Diaries 2.
Oh, shame.
I remember seeing Princess Diaries.
I don't have a shame you.
Because I did raise Serenity. So I remember that movie. I don't remember the sequel.
I have antlers!
Well, now I have to watch Princess Diaries too.
Yep.
Stop putting movies on my list that I really shouldn't be watching at almost 50 years old.
Nah.
What are you watching this evening?
Princess Diaries 2.
I've got Disney. I might as well.
Fuck it.
It's there. It's free. It's not free. I'm paying for Disney. I haven't figured out how to not pay for Disney. That is bacon. That is not Harry Styles. Okay, the movie's playing in the background.
Yeah.
And they show that one picture twice. Yeah, it was Harry Styles buying bacon. No, it's a guy holding bacon up in front of his face. That's all it is.
They're regular people just like us.
But what do they show? They don't show
the face.
They show Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
They don't show
Harry Styles'
face. I wonder if they couldn't use his picture.
Maybe.
Like Harry Styles is like, I don't want to be any part of this shit. The fact that you say my name is enough. Do not invoke me. You say Harry Styles enough times, he pops up like Beetlejuice. Harry Styles.
What's up,
Nothing.
baby?
None. Gay Lapointe?
Guy Lapointe.
Guy? Well, I'm talking about what's on the book.
Oh.
They wrote they basically penciled in
gave him fucking
A and...
mustache balls.
And they basically gave him balls directly underneath his nose, which has to fucking stink.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Them shits get ick.
It's not like Peter Griffin with the chin nuts. It's
right
under the nose.
Or fucking Hugh Jackman.
And honestly, I watched this and I didn't really see Johnny Depp. It kind of looks like him.
But
they put enough on him that it looks like an exaggerated, goofy version of him. Like somebody trying to dress up like a goofy version of Johnny Depp, not him himself.
He's got a prosthetic on his nose.
The nose and
the fucking eyebrows and everything.
The Eugene Levy eyebrows and that massive mustache.
Yep.
It looks ridiculous.
Ridiculous?
Yeah, I'm definitely falling into my falling into my Porky Pig phase. Talk a little too fast and then I trip on my tongue. It's like all the thoughts are there, but if I just slowed down and did the NPR
oh my god, no!
I would drive you fucking nuts.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Cinematic Anarchy. No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know you hate when I do that too. Like, it's like, okay, Mr. NPR.
Right? I'm gonna fall asleep.
You called me. Well, you're already falling asleep. You fell asleep a
couple of times.
More of a nod. It wasn't really falling asleep. It was just sort of
dozing off.
This chair's comfy.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I got some comfy chairs.
Yeah, they are pretty fucking comfy.
And it doesn't help that I drew the shades and it's kind of dark in here, even though it's the middle of the fucking day.
I'm gonna take a great ass nap after this.
Yeah, same here. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to the mall after this.
Fun.
Gotta go take a trip out there, bring a few people.
Yeah.
So no, it's a little bit of fun.
I give this a fucking solid 6.5 out of 10.
I would go there. I would go I'd probably go lower than you, actually. That's strange.
Yeah.
I would have given it a 5.5 to a 6.
Yeah.
The only reason that you would even get a 6 in my head is you can tell there is chemistry between Lily Rose and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You can tell there's chemistry between the two of them. The problem that I had was that there was virtually no chemistry amongst the external crew.
Yeah.
When it came to working with them. The only person that seemed to work well across the way from them was Adam Brody. Austin Butler was all right. I kind of liked the...
Justin Long was great.
He was such... Okay, yeah, Justin Long was very good. But Justin Long, how do I put this? I'm not saying that he had chemistry with them.
Yeah.
See, that I'm talking about when they worked in the same scene. Justin Long just ate up the scenery whenever he was there. It wasn't about them. It was about them laughing and giggling about what he was saying. All right, so you had them and you had Justin Long, and they both did separately good jobs, but there was no chemistry here.
Well, the last scene, when they were together, and they're just fucking chilling.
They're all just chilling, laying back there. But, again, it was about him. It was about him talking. You could tell that Johnny Depp was chewing up scenery whenever he was in the scene with them, but even still, I think, this is your dad, you still don't have a lot of acting chemistry with him.
Yeah.
But I think they did a pretty good job for
each other.
Yeah. You could tell their friendship is there. That's why I had to look that up. It's like, they've been best friends for a while. I guess Kevin Smith and Johnny Depp have been close for a while, so why haven't we seen him in more of your movies? You have Ben Affleck in everything.
Right.
Ben Affleck and what's his name?
Casey.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee's in a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of his stuff.
He is.
And then there's Stan Lee. Stan Lee plays the police officer in this movie. What did he play in the last movie, in Tusk?
I don't remember. I haven't watched the movie in a couple years.
I remember him very distinctly from Mallrats, where Jason Lee's character, Brody, was talking a lot about... he had an obsession with, superhero penises.
Yep.
So he was constantly trying to get him to confirm superhero dicks. Right. He's like, you've got a real obsession with superhero penises here. It's like, okay. We may actually have to talk about this again at some point, because I promised the guys from Clockout Films that we would take a month and just go over 4 episodes through the entire Kevin Smith catalog.
Okay.
So...
That's a lot.
It is and it isn't, if you think about it. If you break it up into a couple movies here, a couple movies there... way I figure it, you can record it in sections, and then put it together for 1 full month. That way, you're not having to cram it all in at the same time.
Right.
It's like, okay, I've got to watch 12 to 15 Kevin Smith movies. That's a lot. But if you take a few at a time, and then talk about it, and then we're going to have Moose Jaws coming out soon, so that'll give us catalyst to really do that. The debut of Moose Jaws, But the thing is that the supporting cast, their acting performances were good, but it's when they acted across the way from the two of them
Yeah.
It didn't feel like there was a lot of chemistry. It just felt like them standing in the room with great supporting cast. You know, Principal Invincible's whole monologue was just about her talking at them. You know, it's about them being in the room and them being talked at by all of these supporting cast characters. And then they have singular scenes where they do things themselves. And when they're acting next to each other or back and forth with each other, they do great.
Yeah.
But then when somebody else is in the room, they're like...
They take over. The
only person that I really felt they acted well across the way from was possibly that scene between Austin Butler and Harley Quinn, where basically he takes her to the back room and she just gets ready to cut his nuts off. What the hell is that? That's my mom's dating knife. My mom's dating knife. Oh.
He wants to get cute, he can get cut.
Right? And that, let me tell you.
I loved her mom.
He went from badass murdering Satanist to dropping that knife real fucking quick.
Right.
Right. Well, you can go ahead. Fast. Cut me open. You're going to be a fucking eunuch. We will make sure that you bleed out from the dick.
Do not fuck with me.
You'll meet Satan right afterwards.
Right.
Better find my virgin soul pretty quick. I like the back end of the studio.
Yeah, yoga is 90% mental, the other 10% physical.
Not the other half is physical. Okay, so apparently yogis don't necessarily need to know math, like basic percentages.
Nah, math is overrated.
Or I like when he tells them to get on the toilet in lotus position. It all just comes out, all plops out like a big bag of poop. I don't know. Is there anything?
Yogi Bear is top tier.
Is there anything that you hated in the film?
The fucking effects for the Bratzi's guts.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, this might have been like a very, very low budget film. They don't do a lot of special effects in his films.
Yeah.
In general. So I don't know if they just didn't.
It could have been better.
Well, I mean, not only did they have to I think they had to CGI him into most of these scenes.
Yeah,
because they did. His whole thing, I think, was probably done external, and then they were just pulling apart things and stomping other things we have to add, like...
Yeah, exactly.
This looked like backroom After Effects that you like some kid does for his thesis movie at a film school. Which, I mean, technically, it's not bad, it's just laughable. It was funny.
It's fucking silly.
But that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be silly. Exploding bratwurst demons?
Yeah.
That are basically Nazis that don't know German?
The fucking meat monster from...
Wunderbar! No stretchy, no stretchy! Auf Wiedersehen! It's like,
It's cute.
No, I wouldn't. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't. I was going to say I'd buy a Bratzy doll.
No,
I wouldn't. It would kind of creep me out a little bit.
Yeah. Don't need that little fucker coming to life.
So do not buy Bratzis.
Do you want a Bratzy in your butt?
I don't. No. It's all exit. No.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, I like the fact that this is a Canadian store, and rather than having all of their scratch tickets and liquor and everything behind, all they have, it's all across the back wall of the store is all just the same brand of maple syrup.
Yep.
And maybe it wouldn't be egregious if it wasn't for the fact that it was literally the same brand.
Right.
Like 500 bottles of the same brand of maple syrup. It's not several different brands. It's just all of it.
Yep.
Which I
They're
accidentally
all the same fucking bottle.
Mistaked for being $47.4 million a bottle.
No, it's the lottery.
Yeah, I didn't realize those were lottery tickets back there at first. I was reading that like, that is a lot of fucking money for a bottle.
Nah, That's right.
That's why they keep it behind the counter.
Very, very, very special maple syrup.
That's like liquid gold up in Canada.
Yeah.
Right? Like they trade maple syrup on their stock market. That's what it is. It's basically the maple syrup stock market behind them. Behind them. I don't think some of this was well thought out though. Like I'm gonna have to look it up because I know that basically their money's a little bit different than ours. So do they use the same symbols for their money, like dollars and cents, Or was this just generic signage that they use? 'Cause I'm looking at the signs behind the counter. So they have like one thing for like 99 cents and one thing for $2. And
I don't... I think so.
They call it like Canadian loonies, so it's not $1. So is that a loony sign for them, not a dollar sign?
I have no idea, man. I don't live in Canada.
It looks like Monopoly money to me. But any money outside of like Massachusetts, which is all about the white and the green. Massachusetts, fucking the United States. Why did I just...
You reducted the whole country down to us.
Yep, it's just us. We are now the United States of Massachusetts.
Yep.
Massachusetts States of America.
Nothing else exists.
Just... I was an idiot child. I'm going to tell you a story. Are you ready?
We were all idiot children.
Okay. No, I was an idiot child. Like, dumb. Okay. So, I went to visit my grandparents for the first time when I was around 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And so my mother decides, okay, at 10 years old, we could still do this back then. We take the 10-year-old child and we put them on a plane by themselves to go down to see Grandma and Grandpa in Florida. And Grandma and Grandpa are going to meet you at the gate down there. So my grandparents meet me at the airport, and they take me in their little convertible car for the first time to go meet them out in Seminole. And we're driving to the house, and I'm just looking all forlorn and depressed in the fucking backseat of the car, sitting next to my fucking baggage. My grandmother looks at, why do you look so sad? And I remember my answer distinctly.
Oh.
Because to this day, I still feel absolutely mentally deficient because of it. I looked my grandmother right in the eye with this depressed look on my face, and I said, I wish I was back in the good old USA.
Oh my God. Nicely done.
So, yes, as an idiot 10-year-old child, I thought Florida was outside of the United States. And some days I really feel it is.
Honestly, yeah.
It feels like its own world sometime. I've been to Florida a few times and just... It's its own place. But there's a lot of states you can say that to.
Yeah.
It's weird that you can cross from the border from Massachusetts to New Hampshire and it just be completely fucking different. It's weird that you can go down the coast and Georgia and Florida right next door to each other and just different kinds of crazy in each area.
I believe it.
So, I was very stupid. And I stopped talking about the movie to tell you how dumb I was as a kid. I'm not going to say that I've grown in intelligence since then. I know that Florida is part of the United States, and I did accidentally basically refer to the United States as Massachusetts 2 seconds ago.
Yep.
So that is a mental slip more than anything else. I am not in cognitive decline. You can give me the tests now,
Welcome
mister.
To the country of Mass.
Welcome to the country of Massachusetts. I really think we're getting to the point where states are going to start pairing off from the United States and being their own thing. We're so divided as a country. I'm not going to get into the political shit right now.
Yep, nope.
Because whenever we talk political shit, we get fucking loud.
Everything is terrible.
We have one episode that we have to redo because I listened to it.
Yeah.
And we didn't really talk about the movie. Okay, and it's buried, and someday I might put it out there because we ranted and raved about all sorts of political shit going on and didn't talk as much about the movie Mother.
Okay, yeah.
There was something going on with Orange Pink Squashy at some point.
That was a great fucking movie.
And that was a great movie. It deserved to have a little bit more said about it. We have a couple of movies that I've done episodes for with you guys, and I can't put it out because I feel like there's either too much background noise or like, you know how like sometimes I get distracted?
Yeah.
Well, I had one entire episode where Omar was very distracted doing some other things, and which is fine, you know, but it's the tough part about doing like the video recording. When you're here, you can pay attention to each other.
Exactly.
When you are across the way, I've got my shit going on here, you've got your shit going on over there, and then ADHD takes place, and now I've got all sorts of silence I've got to cut out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about our favorite characters, we've talked about the things that we hate within the movie. I actually asked you what you hated. I don't think I said what I hated.
I did.
Did I?
I
can tell you what I hated.
What did you hate?
So we were talking about special effects. The thing that I didn't like was the massive meat hockey player goalie. Like, I thought...
Meat Man!
He felt like
Something
like I said,
out of fucking John dies at the end.
Well, you said John dies at the end. I said Splatterhouse. So
Yep.
you had your thing. I had my thing. With the meat monster from John dies at the end. Yeah, that definitely feels about appropriate. Or if you put a Jason mask or a Freddy, I guess it is Jason goalie mask. Yeah. Why did I say Freddy?
I don't know.
Freddy's the burnt up guy. So I guess Jason mixed with Freddy, almost.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of sewn together, pieced together.
Maybe.
Jason mixed with Freddy, stitched together like Chucky in that one movie.
Well, stitched together like the fucking walrus and Tusk.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Somebody's working with some medical shit. I wonder if that's how the moose is going to become Jaws.
Oh, maybe.
Moose Jaws. I'm hoping
Moz.
for like a moose that can unhinge its jaws and have teeth like a shark. Like it's a shark moose hybrid.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know
Maybe.
if that's what we're going to get because that's going to require some special effects.
Yeah.
And like I feel after watching this movie, the best we're going to get is like Sci-Fi Channel, like early Sci-Fi Channel special effects. Like if you've ever watched the first
It's gonna
couple,
be terrible.
have you ever watched the first couple Sharknado movies?
Yep.
The sharks looked
Well,
ridiculous.
I think I just watched one of them.
The sharks looked ridiculous.
No.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But that was kind of the point.
Well, that's the point to most sci-fi movies in general.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch any of those, they had, like, shark movies and anaconda movies, and then at one point, shark and anaconda movies together, then, like, three-headed shark movies. But if you watch it, there's a lot of scenes that happen, like, a lot of the military scenes where they have, like, military boats out at sea, or attacks on the ocean, or whatever. A lot of them are reused. So, like, you could watch them, and you'll be like, I saw that in the last 5 movies.
Right.
You know? It's like all reused assets.
Bratzies.
Yeah, as much as I don't like to say it, I still think that his performance as the Bratzies was fucking funny as hell. Wunderbar!
999.
999. So much 9, it's almost 10. That was a pretty good joke.
Yeah, it was.
It was really out of place in the middle of that scene, but it was funny. I liked how they were just... When Johnny Depp comes to at the very end of the movie, Johnny Depp comes to, and both of the girls are on either side of him, just staring ahead, absolutely terrified, right? And I know myself, personally, if I am handcuffed to a chair in that particular room, okay? So we've got what looks like the photo negative of a Nazi symbol on the floor. You've got an entire box of Bratzi Nazis. You've got the... whatever, this German fella, this German mad scientist sitting and just stuffing his face with food. And you've got the meat goalie in the background. My look would not be a look of horror. Okay, so...
What the fuck is going on,
Mine
man?
would be more like Johnny Depp's look, where he just woke up in absolute confusion.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? One thing, got stabbed in the neck by a syringe... by a Bratzi. Next thing I know, I'm handcuffed to a chair and I'm waking up in... I don't even know what this is. The underground layer, 37 feet below Canada, wherever. Quebec.
Right.
Manitoba.
Winnipeg.
I'm naming every area of Canada that I can think of off the top of my head. Manitoba. Well, I guess Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I think it's like all in the same area.
I don't know, man. I was always terrible with geography.
I can point out a lot of things. You say, hey, where is this? I can go right there.
Yeah.
I can point out a lot of things. But if you ask me, like...
Where's this?
Where's this? And you don't put a map in front of my face. Do you know where this is located?
Nope.
This is why I've been using, like, Google Maps forever.
Right? Use your phone.
You know? I used to use paper maps, and, like, I used to just find things by driving from point A to point B and asking for directions along the way. Now nobody has to ask for directions.
Nope.
Sometimes you should. Because that Google Maps, or no, actually it wasn't Google Maps.
They'll fucking lie to you and they'll fuck around.
The iPhone version of Google Maps.
Down a one-way.
You were there. Did I tell you that story?
I think.
There's a street up in Plastow.
Yeah.
The one, if you just keep going past Walmart, right? It's 2 lanes, but there's a divider directly down the middle. So unless you cross the way at an area where you can actually cross over, right? There's several roads that you can come off of that you can only take a right. So this thing is telling us to come out this road and take a left.
But you can't do that.
It was the middle of the night and I couldn't see the fucking divider.
Yeah.
Right? So I took a left into what I thought was a 2-lane roadway. It took me maybe 500 feet in a car coming at us to realize that I was on the wrong side of the divider driving the wrong fucking way. And then I looked to my right and I'm like, fuck, the rest of the roadway is over there. That's where I'm supposed to be. And there was no break in the divider where it told me to turn. So we had to play chicken with the car momentarily to get into a area where I could turn off the road. Because I couldn't just bang a U-turn in the middle of the road while the cars are plowing down the road at me, because they drive like fucking bats out of goddamn hell. Okay. So I just realized that some of the signage that they have in the back is still from the old Clerks movie. Chuli's?
Yeah.
Chuli's Gum, which is their version of, I want to say Wrigley's.
Yeah. Anywho.
What else is there to even say about this movie?
I don't know, man. I kind of ran out of things to talk about for the movie.
Right, and sometimes I feel up to like just walking through things step by step, and other times I just... I mean, I like a lot of the cute names that they come up with for different things to kind of get around having to, like, basically pay for basic product placement. I think the only thing that they physically use, I think Slim Jim is the only thing that I saw. Yeah, see, Slim Jim beefsteak. But everything else had, like, you know, even the snack packs, they all had different names, like, plastered across the front of them, even with the basic packaging.
Yeah.
Slim Jim's the only product placement. They got really close and up front with the Slim Jim
Artisanal syrups.
Artisanal syrups? Right, I want to actually see the sign for the outside of the store again, because I think the sign is like a big thing in, like, cursive scrawling that explains, like, they're one of the largest distributors of maple syrup.
Maple syrup?
Or largest selection of maple syrup.
Syrup.
But selection assumes that they have more than one kind of maple syrup on the shelf, and all they had was one kind. That's not a selection.
No.
You cannot select what you want there. Would you like maple syrup? Yep, here's what we got.
It's all the same.
500 bottles of one fucking thing. I wonder... Let's see, okay, that's the Winnipeg Lottery. That's what we were seeing signs for earlier. I feel like... Okay, there we go. World's largest selection of artisanal maple syrups. That's what it says on the outside of the... We have the movie playing in the background.
Yeah.
As usual, so we're like just...
There was a whole section for the artisanal syrups, not the syrups behind the counter.
Right.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe that they
what
have... Maybe they have...
I only saw one type of bottle there, too.
Yeah, but that was all behind the desk. Those aren't the artisanal ones.
Do you think that Jason Mewes is believable as a detective?
No.
No?
No.
Not at all?
No. Maybe.
He's believable as this kind of detective, like a bad cop who's letting some guy in that he shouldn't because he wrote a book that he loves.
Right.
So, he's the manhunter. You're like a Canadian Batman, so...
Honestly, he'd be more like a private investigator.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking Jason Mewes.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of roles that I could believe him in.
I fucking love him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just... for some reason, the Fresh Horses fucking scene from Clerks 2 just popped up in my head. Where he's dancing around outside and then he like drops trow and tucks. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Just putting on the chapstick. And you just got... That's the weird relationship that the two of them had. Because you just got Silent Bob just standing in the background just like, yep, that's him. Uh-huh. Matt. Smoking weed.
Doing drugs, drinking beers.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, my jungle love.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
Think I wanna.
Now that series I can get behind watching.
Oh yeah.
I loved all of the Clerks shit. It was some weird stuff. We will get to that another time. So we've already rated this particular episode on a scale from 1 to 11. I give it about a 5.5 to a 6. You gave it a 6.5. Anything else you want to say about the film at all?
It's terrible. I love it.
See, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about a lot of the films that I've been watching lately.
Yeah.
That's absolute crap. I love every minute of it. All right, well, thank you for listening to us once again ramble on about some random movie that wasn't picked by me this time.
Hey!
You picked it.
I picked it.
I watched it.
Yeah.
Twice today in a very short period of time. I know that I've watched it before, so it's been a while. I had to refresh my memory on the little Bratzies, but Thank you. You can find us on, you can find us everywhere. So, Facebook, Spotify. We may be taking a little break soon just to try to move platforms. We're trying to find a new platform, seeing as Spotify is currently outmoding the editing tools that they have for their free portion. I'm going to see if we can work with that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because if I can just piece it all together here in Audacity and move on, then great. And if not, then I will...
we'll figure something out.
I've been thinking about getting back into the video portion of the podcast anyway, so I might set something up so we can just do video. I guess their paid subscription area, Riverside, is good for that. And there's another one that the Strange and Beautiful Book Club podcast. Yes, that is a plug for our friends.
Pet brain.
The Strange and Beautiful Book Club podcast brought up another one that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head right now, but we will look at that as well. And hopefully before July 19th pops up, we will have our 200th episode, which we'll be doing Tusk.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing the... Well,
also
this is
terrible.
the original movie, not the sequel. So I'm doing this completely out of fucking order, but this is Cinematic Anarchy, so who gives a fuck? And send
drink
us out.
some fucking water, you thirsty bitches.
Exactly. And I have my water over here somewhere.
I need to get some.
I reached it. Oh, yeah. See, I almost knocked my computer off of here looking for my water. So, yes, drink some water, thirsty bitches. And now, for a few ads from friends of the podcast.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Matt.
We are the hosts of the Strange and Beautiful Book Club. On the Strange and Beautiful Book Club, Matt and I share our adventures discovering forgotten movies, television shows, and books in the science fiction, horror, and fantasy genre.
Not necessarily good movies, though.
Oh, certainly not. We love a good, bad movie. The quirkier, the funnier, the more campy, the better.
But we talk about some classics, too.
Of course, we can't ignore our favorites like Highlander or the 1990s vampire cop television show, Forever Night, which we are currently covering one episode at a time.
As if I could forget.
Oh, hush. You love every minute of it.
Come join us every week as we discover, discuss, and dissect fantasy, horror, and sci-fi genre classics. New episodes release every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So remember, sometimes the strangest things are the most beautiful, too.
So be who you are and love what you love. Until next time, friends.
Bye!
This is Two Chicks Talking Flicks, where we review movies. We try to dig deeper and go more in depth.
And profound for me.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like, what? We even bring up relevant topics.
I remember from Punky Brewster that you don't go inside the fridge.
And we're here to have those tough conversations. Mm-hmm.
And she was wearing a white dress, which
was yellow.
Huh?
It was yellow. So if this sounds like the podcast for you, please enjoy. New episodes every Tuesday.